Hey guys, you're back with Jess with Time and Some More Photography, and I don't know why, but I get this feeling that everybody thought everything would just be back to normal by 2021. But guess what? This is the time to start thinking about planning your wedding, and you know what? Do you need a contingency plan? We need to talk about this one. So, what is a contingency plan, right? It's basically just a plan B for your wedding. And there's so many things you really need to think about. But you're gonna have a lot of family who may not be able to make it. They may be elderly, maybe they have COVID, or they can have any other illness. So one of the things you may want to consider is streaming services. You may even decide you may want to do a smaller wedding and then add that streaming to your wedding collection, and all your family, they still get to really live the experience with you live, comfort of their home. So especially for those who may be elderly and may not be able to travel for various reasons, so that's definitely something to consider. The biggest challenge with having these contingency plans in place is that when you book any vendor, whether it's the venue, photographer, videographer, whoever it may be, a lot of times you're signing a contract, and that contract is clocking you in for a very specific date. So for you, it's really going to be important that you really communicate with whoever that vendor is, just to make sure that you do have some flexibility for changing dates. Now, I know for me personally, just because of how crazy things were, like I have made exceptions for clients where I allowed them to move to a different date if I had that available. So definitely check with your vendor, see if that's something they're open to. So another plan B for you guys could be, instead of having that at this specific date, you may want to change the date, or you may decide if the vendors if the venue's policy is that they're just going to cancel it completely, then maybe you want to do like a micro wedding. So those are becoming very popular, and I'll definitely have another episode on micro weddings, and if this is something that you'll be interested in. Alright, so we're going to take a quick pause so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you really love this content, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Alright, so with that being said, I actually have a really quick question for you guys. Are you guys a little hesitant about booking because of how everything is? Or are you pretty solid with where you are in your planning process? So I just want to know, like, are you guys kind of afraid to go in any one direction? Or are you just kind of postponing things for the moment? So with that being said, let's get back to the video. Okay, so one of the main things that you're really going to use this contingency plan for is to reduce your size. Reduce the size, because that's what we're really seeing with a lot of the regulations. And that's when you're really going to want to start think about implementing your contingency plan, when you start seeing government restrictions. And most of those restrictions are on the size, how many people you can have in one venue at a time. So those are really the main instances where you're going to really want to implement this plan. But like I said, options for really reducing that size is you may want to keep the kids at home. Even for people who are elderly or sick, utilize those streaming services, and that way everybody still gets the full experience. And most importantly, check with your vendor just to see if they have any restrictions, or even if they're willing or able to make any exceptions for your particular situation. So I hope that all these tips were helpful for you. If so, leave your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you next time.